You ever been let down? I mean, really, really let down? Thought you could trust someone only for them to show you exactly who they are when things got tough? Yeah, we've all been there. The people you thought would be with you through thick and thin, the ones you believed would have your back no matter what, but when the storm hits, they disappear. And you're left there wondering, how could they do that? The truth is, it's not about being paranoid or cold-hearted. It's about understanding the reality of life. People will disappoint you. People will hurt you. And when it happens, the only thing you'll be left with is yourself. Never lose hope in the very best in others. You see, the problem with trust is that it's fragile. It's built over time, but it can be shattered in an instant. You give your trust to someone because you believe they'll hold it safely, only to find out that they were never worthy of it in the first place. And that's the hard part, realizing that your trust was misplaced, that you were wrong about someone, that your faith in them was simply not enough. And while it hurts in the moment, it's important to understand that this pain, this disappointment, is a lesson in why you should never put your trust in someone else to the extent that it compromises your own sense of self. And if you disregard this warning, never move against me again. You can't control the actions of other people. You can't predict when they're going to let you down, when they're going to turn their back on you, or when they'll reveal their true colors. But what you can control is how you respond. You can control how much of yourself you give to others and how much you keep for yourself. You can control whether or not you let someone else's betrayal break you or make you stronger. That's why you need to trust yourself first. Trust your ability to get through tough situations. Trust your strength, your intellect, your resilience. Trust that no matter what happens, you will stand tall. You see, the problem with relying too much on others is that they're human, just like you. And humans are imperfect. They make mistakes, they disappoint, they hurt. That doesn't mean you can't love them, it doesn't mean you can't be loyal to them, but it does mean you need to remember that they're not infallible. They'll let you down, and they might not even know they did it. It's nothing personal. It's just the way life works. Thank you, sir. So what do you do when it happens? When someone you trust lets you down in the worst possible way? Do you give up on people altogether? No, that's not the answer. The answer is you take that pain and turn it into something powerful. Every betrayal, every time someone breaks your heart, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to grow. You become wiser, stronger, more discerning. You learn how to better judge people, how to set boundaries, how to keep yourself grounded even when others try to pull you down. But let me tell you something, and I want you to hear me clearly. No one is going to fight your battles for you. No one is going to carry the weight of your struggles. No one is going to pick you up when you fall. You have to do that for yourself. And that means trusting yourself above all else. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you have the ability to overcome. You have the ability to rise. You have the ability to rise. When you trust yourself, you stop depending on others to validate your worth. You stop looking for external approval to make you feel good about who you are. You stop giving people power over you because you realize that the only person who can truly affect your happiness is you. People will come and go, but you are the constant in your life, and you are the constant in your life. And here's the truth. It's not about being bitter. It's not about building walls around your heart or becoming cynical. It's about being realistic. You can still love. You can still care. But don't put all your eggs in someone else's basket. Don't expect them to hold the key to your happiness. The key is within you. So the next time someone betrays you, disappoints you, or lets you down, remember this. This is your chance to rise. This is your chance to show the world that no matter what happens, you will never be defeated, that you are stronger than any setback, any betrayal, any challenge that comes your way. You are the only one who can determine your fate. Trust yourself, and when you do, you'll realize that no one can break you. Don't trust yourself, and when you do, you'll realize that no one can break you. Not now, not ever. You think you've got it all figured out. You trust people because you believe in their word, you believe in their loyalty, you believe they'll be there for you when you need them most. And then, just like that, everything changes. Someone you've counted on turns their back on you, betrays your trust, and leaves you standing there in disbelief. What you thought was solid ground crumbles beneath you. What you thought was solid ground crumbles beneath you. But here's the truth. You didn't just lose trust in that person. You lost a little bit of trust in yourself, and that's what hurts the most. You see, we all want to believe in the good in people. We want to trust them, we want to be loyal, and we want to have those deep, meaningful connections that make life worthwhile. But the reality is, people let you down. It's not about being negative or cynical, it's about facing the truth head-on. The truth is, people are flawed. People change. People leave. People disappoint. And when that happens, it's easy to feel like the world is out to get you. And when that happens, it's easy to feel like the world is out to get you, but it's not the world. It's just people being people. And when you understand that, you can stop carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. You can let go of that need for validation, for approval, for trust from someone else. You need to trust yourself instead. Because here's what happens when you rely too much on others. You give them a power over your life that they don't deserve. You give them the ability to control your emotions, your happiness, your future. You put all your trust in someone else, and when they let you down, it feels like you've lost everything. But the truth is, you never really had everything to begin with. You only had what they allowed you to have. You only had what they allowed you to have. You only had what they allowed you to have. So, what's the answer? Do you shut yourself off from the world? Do you stop trusting everyone and go through life with walls so high that no one can break through? No, that's not the solution. But you need to start trusting yourself more. You need to believe in your ability to weather the storm, to rise above the pain, to keep going even when the road gets rough. Because here's the thing. You are the only one who is guaranteed to be there for you when the going gets tough. And if you can't trust yourself, if you don't believe in your own strength, how can you expect anyone else to? Or run. Trusting yourself isn't about being arrogant or thinking you have all the answers. It's about being grounded in who you are, understanding your worth, and knowing that no matter what happens, you will be able to handle it. Trusting yourself means you take responsibility for your actions, your decisions, and your future. You don't blame others for your failures. You don't rely on anyone else to make you happy. You trust that you have the power within you to create the life you want, regardless of what anyone else does. When people betray you, it's easy to get angry, to get hurt, to feel like you've been wronged. And yes, you might have been wronged. But you can't let that control you. You can't let their actions dictate your response. You are bigger than that. Your future is bigger than that. And your worth is not determined by how others treat you. It's determined by how you treat yourself. It's determined by how you rise after a fall, how you keep moving forward, how you stay true to your own path despite what others do or say. Trusting yourself is also about being honest with yourself. It's about acknowledging your own flaws, your weaknesses, your mistakes, and learning from them. It's about knowing that you're not perfect, but that you have the strength to grow, to improve, and to keep pushing forward. When you trust yourself, You don't need to rely on anyone else's approval. You don't need to seek out validation from others. You know who you are, and you know what you're capable of. So when someone lets you down, when someone betrays your trust, don't let that define you. Don't let it stop you from being the person you know you are. Take the lesson, take the pain, and let it fuel you. Let it remind you that you don't need anyone to complete you, to validate you, or to give you the strength to keep going. You have all of that within you. Trust yourself, and when you do, you'll find that you have the power to face anything that comes your way. When you do, you'll find that you have the power to face anything that comes your way. Nothing, no one can break you. Not if you've built your foundation on the truth of who you are. Trust yourself. You've got this. We've all been there. You give someone your trust, you open your heart, you invest your time, your energy, your loyalty, and then, out of nowhere, they betray you. They walk away, they forget about you. They leave you standing there, questioning everything. You wonder, how could I have been so wrong? How could I have trusted them? And that's the painful part, the realization that in the end, it wasn't them you should be questioning. And then it wasn't them you could be questioning. It's yourself. Trust is a fragile thing. It takes time to build, but it can be destroyed in an instant. You can pour your heart into someone, believe in their words, hope that they'll have your back, only for them to prove that they never had the intention to be there for you at all. The hardest part is not just the hurt of betrayal, but the doubt it plants in your mind. It makes you question your judgment. It makes you wonder if you can ever truly trust again. Learn to build a trust like you wonder if you can ever truly trust again. It makes you feel small, insignificant, like maybe you're the one who's flawed for giving that trust in the first place. But let me tell you something. That's the trap. The real question is not about whether or not you should trust others. The real question is, do you trust yourself? When you trust yourself, when you trust your ability to make good decisions, to learn from your mistakes, to stand tall no matter what happens, you become unshakable. Yes, people will let you down. Yes, people will disappoint you, but you'll be ready for it. You won't lose yourself in their actions because you've built a foundation of trust in your own strength. The truth is, when you give someone else the power to hurt you, when you rely on them to fill a void within you, you're giving up your own power. And that's not something you should ever do. No one else should hold the key to your happiness, to your self-worth. The only person who has the power to define who you are is you. Trusting yourself means understanding your worth, knowing that you are enough, no matter what anyone else does or says. So you do what you can. Trusting yourself means understanding your worth, knowing that you are enough, no matter what anyone else does or says. You are worthy of love, respect, and loyalty, but that loyalty has to start with you. People will let you down, that's a fact. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't mean you should shut yourself off from everyone. But it means you need to be cautious. It means you need to keep your expectations realistic. People can't carry the weight of your happiness. You can't depend on them to validate you. If you're waiting for someone else to lift you up, to make you feel worthy, to fill the empty spaces in your heart, you'll always be disappointed. But when you trust yourself, when you look in the mirror and know who you are and what you're capable of, no one can break you. When you learn to trust yourself, you stop being afraid of what others might do. You stop worrying about their opinions or their approval. You stop giving them the power to define your worth. You trust that you have the strength to handle whatever comes your way, that you have the wisdom to learn from your mistakes and to grow from the experiences life throws at you. Now, that doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean you stop loving or stop being loyal to those who earn it. It doesn't mean you build walls around your heart and close yourself off from the world. It simply means you don't put all your trust in someone else. You don't rely on them to make you feel complete. You trust that No matter what happens, you have everything you need within yourself to thrive. You didn't have it before. You needed people in your life to thrive. The people who betray you will teach you something important. They'll teach you that you can't rely on anyone else to fill the void inside you. They'll teach you that you have to be your own source of strength, your own source of peace, your own source of love. And when you learn that, when you learn to trust yourself, nothing, no one can ever take that from you. So take the pain, take the hurt, take the lessons, and use them. Don't let anyone make you feel small. Don't let anyone make you doubt your worth. You are stronger than you know. And when you trust yourself, you will find that you have the power to overcome anything that life throws your way. Trust yourself. You are all you need. And you are enough. You think you found someone who will be there for you, someone who will stand by your side when the world feels like it's crashing down. You invest in them, give them pieces of your heart, your trust, your energy. You believe in their promises. You think they've got your back, and for a moment everything feels right. But then, without warning, that person betrays you. They turn their back on you, they leave you stranded, and they break the trust that you so freely gave. They turn their back on you, they leave you stranded, and they break the trust that you so freely gave. And that's the painful part. The betrayal cuts deeper than you could have ever imagined. But the real question is, why did you trust them so much in the first place? You trusted them because you wanted to believe in the good in people. You wanted to believe that loyalty and honesty were still alive. You wanted to believe that this person, this one person, wouldn't disappoint you. But the truth is, people are unpredictable. They change, they fail you, they hurt you, and they don't always live up to the standards you've set for them. It's not necessarily their fault. They might not even know the extent of the hurt they caused, but that doesn't make it any easier. And here's the hardest truth. When they disappoint you, it's not just about them. It's about you. The reason it hurts so much when someone betrays you is because you gave them the power to hurt you. You gave them a piece of yourself. And that's not something you should do lightly. You trusted them, and when that trust is broken, you feel like you've lost a part of yourself. But the truth is, you haven't lost anything. What you've lost is the illusion of control. You've lost the idea that anyone else can dictate your happiness, your peace, or your worth, and that's what you need to realize. You have the power to control your own life. When someone betrays you, it's a reminder that you shouldn't put your complete trust in others. That doesn't mean you should stop loving, stop caring, or stop giving of yourself. It means you have to be careful who you give your trust to. It means you have to understand that trust is a privilege, not a right. And it means you need to build your life on a foundation that is steady, no matter who comes and goes. 15th February. That foundation should be you. You can't rely on anyone else to provide the stability you need. You can't put the weight of your entire life on someone else's shoulders. People will let you down. They will hurt you. But if you've built your life on the understanding that you are enough, that you have everything you need inside you, then no one can take that away from you. The pain of betrayal may sting, but it won't break you, because you know who you are. You know your own capabilities. You know your worth. And when you trust yourself, no one else's actions can define you. When you trust yourself, you stop depending on others to validate your feelings or to determine your worth. You stop relying on external approval to feel good about yourself. You become your own source of strength, your own source of encouragement, your own source of peace. It's not about shutting people out or becoming cold-hearted. It's about understanding that you are the only person who can make you feel whole. No one can complete you. You are already complete. You've got everything inside you to succeed, to grow, to overcome anything life throws at you. It's easy to feel lost when someone betrays you. It's easy to feel like you've been wronged, like you can't trust anyone again. But let me tell you, it's not about them. It's about you. This is an opportunity for you to build yourself up. This is your chance to take control, to realize that your happiness doesn't rely on anyone else but you. Trusting yourself means not letting someone's actions make you doubt your worth. Trusting yourself means not letting someone's actions make you doubt your worth. Trusting yourself means taking responsibility for your own happiness, for your own future, and for your own peace of mind. The next time someone betrays you, or lets you down, or walks away when you need them most, don't let it break you. Don't let it change who you are. Let it strengthen you. Let it show you how much you are capable of. Let it remind you that you don't need anyone else to validate you. You are enough, just as you are. You are strong enough to rise above the hurt, to keep moving forward, to trust that the next step will be even better. This is the last step of the journey, and moving forward, to trust that the next step will be even better. Because when you trust yourself, no one else's betrayal will have the power to tear you down. You will always rise. You will always move forward. And that's something that no one, not one single person, can ever take away from you. So don't worry about who you trust. Just trust yourself. You've got this. You put your faith in someone. You trust them with your time, your energy, and your heart. You believe in their words, in their promises, in the bond you've built. And then, when you least expect it, they let you down. They break your trust. They betray you and leave you questioning everything. It feels like the rug has been pulled out from under you, and you're left with nothing but hurt and confusion. The pain of being let down by someone you trusted cuts deep. But the real question you need to ask is, why did you give them that trust in the first place? Why did you put so much of yourself into someone else, giving them the power to hurt you? In retrospect, time seems like little more than it did. The truth is, trust is fragile. It takes time to build and can be shattered in an instant. People will always let you down. People will disappoint you, break your heart, and walk away when you need them the most. And while that's a harsh reality to accept, it's important to understand this. It's not just about them, it's about you. Every time someone betrays your trust, it's not about them failing you. It's about how you respond, how you deal with the pain, and whether or not you learn from it. The only thing you can control in that situation is yourself. You can't control how others behave, but you can control how you choose to respond to it. So when someone lets you down, when they betray you or turn their back on you, the first thing you need to do is take a step back and reflect. Don't let their actions define you. Don't let their betrayal determine your worth. What they did is a reflection of them, not of you. And more importantly, it's a chance for you to realize just how strong you are, because ultimately, the only person you can truly rely on is yourself. When you learn to trust yourself, you stop giving others the power to control your emotions, your happiness, or your peace of mind. You become self-sufficient, strong in your own right. You start understanding that your happiness doesn't depend on someone else's approval, loyalty, or consistency. You have everything you need within you to heal, to grow, and to move forward. Trusting yourself means acknowledging your worth and knowing that no matter what happens, you are enough. In fact, you don't need anyone to make you feel whole. You're already whole. Now, that doesn't mean you stop caring about people. It doesn't mean you shut yourself off or build walls around your heart. What it means is that you stop putting all your expectations, your hopes, and your trust in the hands of others. People will come and go, and some will inevitably hurt you. But you can't let that destroy your sense of self. You have to build a foundation that is strong enough to withstand those blows. That foundation has to be built on you. When you trust yourself, you stop waiting for someone else to pick you up when you fall. You stop looking for someone to validate your feelings, to fix your problems, or to make you feel like you're enough. You take responsibility for your own happiness. You understand that it's up to you to take care of yourself, to lift yourself up, and to keep moving forward. You trust that you can handle whatever life throws your way because you've got the strength, the resilience, and the wisdom to navigate through it. It's easy to feel like you've been wronged when someone betrays you. It's easy to become bitter and closed off, to say that you'll never trust anyone again. But that's not the solution. The solution is learning to trust yourself, to trust that you have the ability to move forward, to heal, and to rise above the hurt. It's about taking the lessons that come with pain and using them to grow, to become stronger, and to become more self-aware. So the next time someone disappoints you, don't let it break you. Don't let it change who you are. Take a moment, reflect, and remember that you are the only person who can truly define your worth. You are the only person who has control over your life. Take that power back. Trust yourself. Know that no matter what happens, you are enough. You have everything you need within you to overcome any obstacle, to heal from any betrayal, and to keep moving forward with strength and dignity. And to keep moving forward with strength and dignity. Trusting yourself doesn't mean you won't feel pain. It doesn't mean you won't hurt or struggle, but it means you'll never be defeated. You will always rise. You will always keep moving forward. And when you trust yourself, you'll realize that nothing, no matter how deep the betrayal, can ever truly break you. You've got everything you need inside of you. Trust yourself, and you'll find that there's nothing you can't overcome. Al dia.